My name is Cody Parks, and I'm a firefighter for the city of Mountain View. So what defines me as a person is changed over time. We have to go? Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be back.
All right.
Engine 51 and Rescue 51 respond to medical aid pre-EMD1 at 1701 Rock Street, Crittenden School, Mountain View. Cross streets are Camp Avenue and Telford Avenue.
So I've been a firefighter since 2017. So going back in 2017 to today's date has been 7 years.
Roughly 2006 is when I started. I started with CAL FIRE and then worked there, and then now I've been here with the city of Mountain View for the last 2 years.
23 years, it doesn't feel like that long. I've been a professional paid firefighter with the city of Mountain View for 12 years.
The funny thing is when I was a kid, I actually wanted to be a fire engine.
Kind of, every young child is kind of intrigued by fire department activities and the engines and the equipment. So I think that initiated it.
So as a kid, I had my dad who worked as a firefighter with the city of Alameda. And growing up, I was always around the fire service. And from a young age, being that little, constantly seeing that kind of gets ingrained into you, like, oh, okay, like, everybody else is watching, but my dad's going to do something. He's helping somebody. He's trying to make a difference.
My journey to become a firefighter was a little difficult. My parents really didn't want me to be in public service, or public safety at all. They think, the typical, you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, or own a business. I thought I had to do it on my own. That I couldn't do it without asking for help. But all we do in the fire service is people ask for help and we'll help.
I live in the Central Valley, so my morning usually starts around 3:45, 4 in the morning. And our start time for the firehouse is 8 o'clock, but it's always a courtesy to your partner. You want to show up an hour early.
Primarily start with some type of breakfast, eat, make coffee for the station, get the newspaper, make sure everything's ready to go.
Get a rundown from the other battalion chief, see if any apparatus are out of service, any facilities that need to be repaired, any significant calls from the night before, any injuries from firefighters or anybody that's off sick, or anybody that actually just needs help.
Rescue firefighter has different roles and responsibilities than engine firefighter. Engine firefighter, especially here downtown, engine firefighter is going to be the one that's cleaning the house.
Mopping the floors, doing the dishes, restocking paper towels, toilet paper, anything that you would need, primarily just like a house.
Whereas firefighter on the rescue, like I am today, your job is to make sure that the rig is dialed. You go out there, you do your daily check. That's to ensure the safety of our vehicle for myself and my partner, and for the citizens, that we're not going to roll out the barn and then have a delay because we have a mechanical issue that I didn't catch in the morning. So our daily check involves something that I already did earlier, which is we do our pre-trip, which is just checking the brakes to make sure our air brakes work accordingly. But another thing is that whenever you see a fire engine or a fire rescue going down the street, you need to actually see that they're going code 3. So we'll go ahead and turn those lights on. So we flip our little switch down here, and that's the battery that basically turns on the rescue. We have our ignition switch up here, and those things that you hear right now are our air brakes cycling through their little self-test. Another thing that we do in our daily check is we check to make sure that all of our batteries are good and charged, and just in case, you guessed it, we have a dead battery, we got an extra one. We got an extra 2. We even have an extra 3rd that's corded. When it counts and when somebody's life is on the line, we can't be, subpar.
When I first joined the job, my first impression was, I can't believe I get paid to do this.
A lot of our camaraderie and a lot of our high fives come from, it's hard to say, like from fires. When we keep that fire to the room of contents, we did a good job. When nobody got hurt, when there's no victims, we did a good job.
Favorite thing about firefighting has been being able to actually make a difference in somebody's life. A lot of the times we see the outcomes of those people that we help, and sometimes, I would say the majority of the times, we don't. But being able to make that difference in somebody's day, whether it's once in however many weeks, months, days, years, can set you up for the rest of your career.
Excitement of the job. Even though we get a dispatch of what we're going to, you never know what you're going to get to until you show up on scene.
I get to come to work and hang out with my buddies. So that would be number one, is the relationships that I have here. And then number two would be the fact that we get to play with a lot of cool equipment. So we got a lot of fun toys.
It was just definitely a fun career to get into for myself. There's always something that's going to happen. You could be up late at night, early in the morning, so it's just always constantly changing.
It's not for everybody. I was in the misnomer of that anybody can do this job. Not everybody can do this job. This is not for everybody. You have to be mentally tough, physically tough, wanting to sacrifice yourself for somebody you don't know. A lot of firefighters these days are committing suicide. They have a higher chance of cancer, and so those are the new things, or not really new things, but those are the things that are coming down that really affect firefighting. But the thing is, we can't go without a fight.
One of the misconceptions I would say for people nowadays is not realizing the amount of time it takes. I've had it previously with a different department I worked for, where I worked for 36 days straight, and so never went home. Least favorite things, I really don't have any least favorite things for myself. Enjoy this profession, so don't really have a least favorite thing at all.
If you know what you're getting into here fully, there really isn't anything that you can't necessarily, not predict. I would say that the only thing really that you can't predict are the calls that you go on.
You think you're going to be going to fires every night and it's going to be a blast, and but what you find is that the fire service is a lot more than that. Most of our calls are medical aids.
This job does take a toll. Being away from your family is really hard. How many birthdays I missed, or Christmases, or Thanksgivings. I think the first 7 years of my career here, I missed Thanksgiving and Christmas. But I could not do it without my family, because they understand this is my career, this is my job, this is my passion. So they deserve as much accolades of whatever I've done in the career as much as I do.
What is the most valuable lesson I have learned? I would say that it is to kind of truly listen to your brothers and sisters. It's easy to kind of get caught up in the day-to-day, and it is easy to kind of get fixated on that.
Understanding your self-worth when you get put into different types of situations where it could be potentially life or death.
We have to fight cancer, we have to fight suicide, we have to be up on mental health and staying healthy. So no matter how negative it is, there is a counteraction to it. And that's what we need to do, is just stay positive.
100% best job in the world. A lot of the times in the fire service, you'll hear people say this is the best job in the world, or you'll hear the term or the expression living the dream. The fire service as a whole, I would recommend it to anybody.
This is the best job in the world. If you want to be a firefighter, please go for it. Visit a fire station. You have to be knowledgeable about what you're getting into.
If you know in your heart that this is what you want to do, then don't give up.
Just do not stop. Always keep pushing forward. You'll find a place that fits you.
Your worst day at work could be somebody's best day of their life. That situation where you're getting a dead baby brought to you and you have to fix it could be somebody's worst day, and in the moment is probably one of the worst feelings that you could ever get. But you have the opportunity to change that on scene of a fire. You have the opportunity to put it out and to potentially save somebody's life, and that can make somebody's day the best day they've ever had, whereas for us it's just another day.